The CRE Dominion fleet was believed to be unstoppable. Across 2 centuries, it had carved its path through the stars, leaving scorched systems and silent worlds behind. 164 battles had been fought, and every one of them ended the same way, total victory. Their banners had never fallen. Their ships had never been destroyed. The galaxy named them the Immortals, a force that could not be broken. On the CRE homeworld, celebrations filled the streets. Children reenacted famous campaigns, shouting orders as imaginary captains. Soldiers marched in polished armor, voices ringing with pride. Across the galaxy, other species watched with fear. No one wished to stand against the Dominion. No one believed such a fleet could ever lose. Within the Galactic Council, CRE delegates spoke with smug certainty. Their fleet, they claimed, was the sharp edge of galactic order. Enemies were erased before resistance could even form. Most delegates stayed silent, unwilling to provoke a power that crushed dissent without mercy. The fleet itself was vast beyond imagination. Thousands of warships moved in flawless formation, towering cruisers, vicious destroyers, carriers packed with fighters. At the center flew the flagship Eternal Spear, a massive construct of steel larger than many cities. Commanding it was Lord Veneer, a living legend. He had led the Dominion through countless wars, watching empires collapse and pleas for mercy go unanswered. To him, war was not chaos, but routine. Strike, win, advance. Nothing more. When word reached him that humanity had petitioned the Council for recognition, laughter echoed through Dominion halls. Humans were dismissed as insignificant, one fragile world, crude ships, no threat at all. Even when scholars whispered warnings about humanity's violent history and strange resilience, their concerns were ignored. Confident and unquestioned, Lord Veneer addressed his armada. The Immortals would claim their 165th victory. Earth would fall, and the galaxy would witness Dominion power once again. As the Dominion fleet advanced toward Terran space, the galaxy held its breath. Broadcasts announced the movement openly. Markets buzzed with fear. Some whispered that humanity might surprise everyone, but those voices were faint beneath the weight of dread. From the bridge of the Eternal Spear, Veneer watched the stars drift past, his confidence absolute. Earth, he believed, would collapse within days. Human leaders, however, were not unaware. They watched the approaching armada from hidden command centers, studying every movement. When doubts were voiced, Terran commanders answered calmly. Humanity had been underestimated before, and every power that made that mistake had vanished into history. At the edge of Terran space, silence reigned. Not an empty silence, but one heavy with intention. Something massive waited unseen, dormant yet alert, its presence concealed within the dark. Dominion scouts were dispatched ahead. Sleek vessels slipped across the border, tasked with mapping defenses and returning with mockery. Instead, they vanished. One transmitted a final broken word, waiting, before disappearing. Another sent a terrified signal near Saturn's rings, it sees us. Veneer dismissed these losses as accidents. His officers agreed publicly, though unease flickered behind their eyes. Meanwhile, aboard a hidden Terran warship, systems awakened. Weapons powered up. Crews worked in quiet focus. Their admiral addressed them without theatrics. The Dominion's arrogance would be its undoing. Across alien worlds, rumors spread. Some claimed humanity had built weapons in secret. Others spoke of ships that erased fleets entirely. The Council laughed again, refusing to listen as scholars issued one final warning. The Dominion fleet pressed deeper, banners high, confidence unbroken. Yet the silence followed them closely. Sensors returned nothing. Space felt heavy, watchful. They believed the quiet meant fear. They were wrong. The first true signal came without warning. A low hum flooded every Dominion channel, growing louder until it drowned all communication. Then a simple Terran message appeared across their displays. You should not have come. Moments later, the darkness moved. A colossal shape emerged, larger than any ship the Dominion had ever constructed. Its hull swallowed light, scarred yet alive with power. Panic rippled through the armada as the Terran warship revealed itself. Wiener ordered all ships to fire. Thousands of weapons lit the void. Plasma and missiles slammed into the massive vessel. For a heartbeat, the galaxy seemed to pause. Then the Terran ship responded. A single rail shot tore through a Dominion destroyer, splitting it apart instantly. Another followed. And another. Entire formations vanished under precise, overwhelming fire. Missiles ignored shields. Rail cannons thundered like judgment. Fear spread faster than destruction. SCI crews screamed for retreat, but escape was impossible. The Terran warship moved with impossible speed, striking with relentless accuracy. Then came terror beyond death. Ships didn't just explode, they disappeared. No wreckage. No debris. Nothing remained. Discipline shattered. The immortals scattered, their proud formation dissolving into chaos. Wiener's final charge failed in seconds. His flagship shook as systems collapsed, pride turning to disbelief. And then, as suddenly as it began, the Terran warship stopped. It did not pursue the few survivors. It drifted back into shadow and vanished. The remnants of the Dominion fled Terran space carrying only fear. When reports reached the Galactic Council, laughter died. One phrase echoed through the chamber. Not even wreckage was found. Across the galaxy, the story spread like wildfire. Markets, schools, military academies, all repeated the same warning. The undefeated fleet had entered Terran space and ceased to exist. Humanity did not celebrate. They did not boast. They simply returned to silence. And the galaxy remembered.